Good morning and welcome to Dominion Sport Update right here on Dominion Television. We begin from the Nigeria Premier Football League, where attention turns to the rescheduled fixtures between Shooting Stars FC and Rivers United, as both sides continue their push for important points. On basketball court, Nigeria Women National Basketball Team, the Tigers, secured victory over Colombia Women National Basketball Team in a qualifier match. In Europe, results from yesterday's UEFA Champions League games delivered more drama as teams battle for a place in the next round. Meanwhile, reports suggest that Iran national football team could withdraw from the upcoming FIFA World Cup game. And in tennis, action continues at the Indian Wells Masters as players compete for a place in the next round. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi, and this wonderful morning I have Sanuruddin joining me in the studio, and I have Mabubat also ready to talk sport right here on the go. Top of the morning to you guys, and how are you feeling?
I'm fine. Good morning, Toluwanimi. Good morning, Mabubat. Good morning, everyone watching us right from home. It's nice to be back here again. You said it all in your intro, just like you predicted yesterday. Goes from the big games. There's talks about tennis. We have talks from the basketball court. The Tigers doing us proud with their performance, and a whole lot to dissect right here this morning.
All right, beautiful. Mabubat, top of the morning to you, and how are you feeling this Thursday morning?
Thank you very, very much. I am feeling quite all right, and yesterday was very, very fantastic. There were loads of matches to catch up on in the Champions League, and as Nurse said as well, we've had the FIBA qualifications whereby the DCI was actually doing very, very well. So I don't think there's actually a lot we have to dissect this morning, and it's great to be here once more.
Beautiful, it's great to be here. Let's start off from the local front this wonderful morning as it's match day in the city of Ibadan. Let me just update you guys the last 5 games between these two sides. Rivers United are picking up, where they are at this point in time. Shooting Stars are sitting 7 on the log of the table, and you have Rivers United are sitting first on the log of the table. Let me start off with you, Nuruddin. This game is going to happen at the Lakers Salami Stadium, and you are quite familiar with how Shooting Stars set up their team, like Rivers United, who just have 3 losses this season in the MPFL.
Nobody's familiar with this game, and it chops and changes the side anytime it feels like, and it's the gaffer who is going to question that. So today is a very important game for him and his side, right as well as Rivers United. All
right, I'm just going to cut you short a little bit. We're going to go on a break. I'm just going to cut you short. We'll come back to discuss more on the game between Rivers United and Shooting Stars Football Club.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live. For high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast Day. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, you're welcome back from that break. You're still very much connected to Dominion Television. This is still Dominion Sport. We're talking sport on the go from the local front, and we're looking at the big game, the rescheduled game between Rivers United and Shooting Stars. At this point in time, Lakers Salami is set to host the game by 4 p.m. Today, and we'll be discussing about what it looks like for Coach Trinity George and also Nuruddin to set up his side to pick up victory today. Nuruddin, you were speaking about the setup and the tactics that Nuruddin want to approach this game with. How do you see him, set up his side going against an informed team like Rivers United?
I saw what you did there, Nuruddin. So nice, but for Nuruddin, nobody mentioned in your earlier intro that familiar with his side, but nobody is familiar with what Nuri Dawero is going to feel today. Yes, we hope to see a core of his team like we always see, the likes of Utin, the likes of Tijani Kabir, who was suspended for the game over the weekend. We will see Ayobami in the midfield for a couple of minutes in the game as well. Who's going to start up front? Is he Lucky, Young Manuel? Is he Sadiq? What formation is he going to? Those are very big questions that Nuri Dawero keeps everyone guessing every time. So it's a big game for both sides. For Nuri Dawero and his side, they are looking to push themselves up. This is a very important fixture for them because they are neck on neck on points with a lot of teams with 41 points, and they need to push themselves up higher. Even if they don't get the continental ticket and everything, it's a chance for them to boost their position on the log. For Rivers United, 2 points ahead of their closest rivals in Rangers, they don't want to drop points. So it's a very big one. And in contrast of, you know that their form earlier as well. Rivers United lost 1 in 5, got 3 victories and a draw. The loss against Barca United was dampening on their challenge for the title, but it's still something manageable. Was away from home. These are things they can still work on. And for Shooting Stars, on the contrast, they've lost 3 out of their last 5, picked up 2 victories, and this time around at home, they need to do well. They need to get the maximum points to boost their chances of finishing very well and separating themselves ahead of the pack on the top of the league.
All right, Mabuba, this is going to come to you. Looking at the form guide of Rivers United, they are first on the log of the table. Just 3 losses this season. In the last 5 games, there's 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Coach Finidi George and his boys are set up in high morale for this game. How do you see them set up the side to pick up victory against Shooting Stars Football Club by 4 p.m.?
You see, based on the recent form of Rivers United, as Nuri mentioned, they are currently at the top of the table and they actually have a high chance of winning the league this season. And they are not a team that is known to lose away from home. I know that Shooting Stars have, should I say, a history when it comes to playing from home. They tend to win, and most of the losses that I've had have come away from home. But against this Rivers United side, there is currently 2 points ahead of Enugu Rangers. I actually think that they are the underdog in this match.
Yeah, I agree.
And the thing is that I believe that Rivers United has the higher hand. And even if Shooting Stars want to fight back so much, I do believe from my own point of view that the highest they can see from this match is a draw. I do not see them winning. A miracle can happen though. It's not so predictable.
It's a miracle in football.
Miracles do happen in football. It's not so predictable.
Miracle of Istanbul. I'm cutting
because Rivers United, they have a lot to lose than Shooting Stars. They really want to win the league. And Shooting Stars, they haven't been in good form so far. But despite the fact that they actually know how to win on home soil, against Rivers United, it will be difficult to get that win. I see Rivers United going home with a win. Or at least a draw.
Is that your prediction?
Yes, that's my prediction.
So that I can call you out on Friday to say you said this.
You are free to.
Okay, no, let me ask you your prediction because I know you're going to ask me also. So let me ask you, what are your predictions for this game quickly?
Yoruba will say any So the best result for Shooting Stars is going to be a draw. It should be a draw, but I know they will look to get the maximum points. For Rivers United, I feel they should get at least a point as well. So it's looking like a draw, but who knows? It's football. You can get to the field of play and display different tactics, and maybe someone changes the whole dynamic of the game, taking the game by the scruff of the neck. So at the end for me, I expect a draw, but something else can happen in the game.
Let me ask you, what's likely to go wrong for Rivers United today if if they're playing the game against a side like Shooting Stars, who, when you look at their own form this season, it's quite fantastic for them. What could go wrong for Coach Finidi George and his boys today?
What I believe can go wrong is if they're unable to convert their chances. To win matches, you have to score goals. I mentioned that in the previous when we were here. And I believe that Rivers United can create as much chances as they can. But if Shooting Stars can get their defensive by the backline correctly, it can be a difficulty for Rivers United. What they actually need to do is that after creating the chances, they have to convert those chances. Because from my own perspective, going home with a draw in this encounter against Shooting Stars will be a loss for Rivers United. The chances, once it's created, they really have to convert it.
I like that. All right, and that's the update when it comes to the game, rescheduled game between Shooting Stars and Rivers United. Is one to look forward to by 4 p.m. today at the Lakers Salami Stadium. So why not join us and enjoy the game of football right here in the city of Ibadan. Let's move away from that and let's talk basketball. As Nigeria's senior women basketball team, the Digress, began at their FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament campaign with a dominant 70-37 victory over Colombia at the arena right there in Valbuena, France on Wednesday. The 7-time African champions opened the tournament with a commanding performance, ascertaining their superiority in the first set of the game as they seek to sharpen the preparations for the 2026 World Cup in Berlin. Under the guidance of head coach Rena Wakama, the Nigerian side quickly set up tone with the first quarter 18-12 lead before steadily extending the advantage in the display of offensive precision and defensive discipline. By the second quarter, Nigeria held a 34-29 cushion, and the third quarter surge saw the lead balloon to 53-34, and the fourth quarter also saw them pick up the victory. Victoria McCauley led the scoring with 13 points, topped the efficiency chart at 19. Also, let me inform you that Grace, the guard, Ifunaya Okoro, completed their team's attacking rhythm with 2 steals and a key layup in the fourth quarter. The victory handed the Tigers right there against Colombia. Remember, it's the qualifying World Cup in 2026. Let me start off with you. The Tigers has always given us joy when it comes to the world of basketball. And, Rena Wakama had to play the same girls that have done the job over the years to put them in order again. And this was a result for them. Were you expecting more, or, this was what you were expecting from the Tigers yesterday?
As you mentioned, these ladies have a history when it comes to winning and making Nigerians proud. And I'll say that this is exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't just expecting them to win. I was expecting them to dominate all round, and they did. And from the defense, the attack, every single thing was on point. And Rena Wakama knows our girls so well to know that these particular girls are the ones that are going to get the job done. So this is exactly what I was expecting. They didn't let me down, and I just hope they are going to maintain this form, this consistency, and hopefully qualify for the World Cup.
Nuruddin, is it getting to their head right now with this FX victory, and would they affect their performance or going forward in the qualifiers?
I don't think it's going to affect them. It's the level of performance we expect from them, and they can only go higher and better in games. So I think they've qualified for the series already, and this is just a series of games to keep them sharp and add 1 or 2 players to the team that would represent the country at the moment. So it's just nice, great performance from the girls, and we expect loads and more from them. All
right, beautiful. That's the update when it comes to the world of basketball this wonderful morning. Let's head straight down to European football, the UEFA Champions League result yesterday, and there have been some controversy in that game between Bayer Leverkusen and Arsenal. I want to ask you a quick question, and to be honest, have you been enjoying football from Arsenal?
I'm one to be on record here. Over time, I've asked the question: is this the best football Arteta and his boys, with the caliber of players in his ranks, can give to us? And I honestly answered the question by myself, and I know a lot of viewers too would share my view and say this is not the best we can get. But hey, everybody's saying they've tried the beautiful football approach over a couple of seasons, and it hasn't brought them the result they wanted, which is trophies. They've bottled it about 2 or 3 times now. It's looking like they want to do it the hard way.
So now, Nuruddin, if you're saying that if Arsenal was sitting maybe third on the log of the table, would their fans been enjoying this kind of football?
I'm not an Arsenal fan, and even if as a neutral, that I know Arsenal to play free-flow attacking football. They had flair. They play beautiful passes around. There was even a time viewers would say Arsenal want to pass the ball into the back of the net. We've seen beautiful goals from the players. We've seen Ozil score beautiful goals. We've seen, I still remember a goal against Norwich that Ramsey converted. Beautiful passes from the back. Jack Wish. This is the Arsenal I know from the days of Arsene Wenger. Even while Manchester United were dominating in England, people would still crown Arsenal as the team that played one of the best form of football. So transitioning from that Arsenal that we know, even the Arsenal that played that,
transitioning from the Arsenal that we know to the Arsenal we don't know.
We don't know.
Okay, so, because currently we don't know. Because come on. As you're talking, I was looking at the stats right here, and I'm seeing, the corner kick in this opinion for me is just 3 for Arsenal yesterday. That's to let you know that Bayer Leverkusen had a plan to shut them out of corners, and they didn't even get a goal from there. They had to, nick it through to a penalty that was actually controversial for me.
For me, that's not a penalty. I'll stick to my word. That is not a penalty. But Arsenal got the draw of the luck yesterday. It worked in their favor, and I didn't see their fans come out to say this, but everybody will say when it goes to your favor.
Yeah, when it goes to your favor.
You take it, and when it goes against you, you come out and criticize the referees for their decisions. Yesterday, that wasn't a good performance from Arsenal. I expected more from them. I even tipped them to get the victory at Bayern Leverkusen. But as the game grew on and on, it showed that I don't think Arsenal have what it takes to break down a side that was well prepared for them. And this kind of performance would take my mind back to the game against Brentford in the English Premier League. They were shut out from creating those set piece or corner chances, and it hampered a lot for Arsenal. So I think Arteta and his boys, they've had this run of games and benefited a lot from the quality of oppositions.
16, we're talking 16 in the Premier League.
16 in the Premier League. So for other teams in the Premier League as well, they've not been able to get over the line. Arsenal had their tactics, they got it right this time around, and it's helped them to the summit of the league. We saw a different side play in the first quarters that won the group stage of the competition, and now is the round of 16 now. Is the early boom, what's the name? Is the early boom syndrome going to affect Arsenal just the way it did to Liverpool last season? Because they blazed through the group stages, and when it comes to the playoffs and knockout stages, they were not able to do well. Is that going to affect them? And for not only Arsenal alone, for the English contingent in the European Champions League this season, they've not done themselves a whole lot of good. The first leg didn't go a lot of them, but for Arsenal, like you mentioned, that we are talking about, I expected more from them, and it's all to play for in the second leg at the Emirates.
All right, beautiful. And, maybe just want to crown it off with, Arsenal display last night. For you, it didn't look like a side that wanted to pick up victory right there in Germany.
It didn't, honestly. And considering the fact that this is a team that has some of the top players, and Arteta has these loads of players on his team, one would expect that this team should find a way to score from open play rather than depending on set pieces over and over. This is not the kind of team we expect to win or depend on set pieces. We want a kind of team that has the level of player but knows how to score from open play, like keep the fans proud, fight for the badge, but they're not doing that.
All right.
Let's fans will call for you.
They should.
They would definitely. Honestly, guys, it's getting boring at this point in time. If you're an Arsenal fan, I can understand that. You say the road to success, you don't mind it being dirty, but I think we need to enjoy football coming from you. But we can argue that all along, saying we have played beautiful football for the last 3 seasons, we achieved nothing. But if we're playing dirty, we want to achieve something. Come on, let's get straight to it. Let's talk about Bodo. This team are not giving any team a rest. It's happening right there in Norway. They got the victory, 3-0. You need to look at that form. Fantastic game. But people are saying maybe because they're not in their season yet. Remember, Bodo, the game in Norway currently is on hold because they're on a break, and and also they're talking about their pitch. The pitch is not the pitch that would expect right there. But for you, with or without that, they picked up the victory against Sporting CP, 3-0. Let me start off with you. Bodo doing victory against Sporting CP.
You see, I would say that this team, they are the underdogs on this competition.
They're giving Morocco
exactly in the World Cup, and they're like the best team that does like the best pressing in the competition. And I feel like many teams underestimate these guys, and the match that they played against Sporting, it's not as if they basically just won. They dominated the encounter, and I'll say the reason as to why they won each match was like they know how to create chances. They know when to pass and when not to pass, and their counter-attacking ability is top-notch.
Beautiful.
And the thing is that I'll say that right now, they're just one leg to the quarterfinals. And after the match against Arsenal and Leverkusen, we don't know who exactly is going to make it through. If Leverkusen finds a way to defeat Arsenal, we might just be seeing Bodo go against Leverkusen, and they might just be all the way to the quarterfinals.
Beautiful. Let me start off with you. I know you have to talk about Bodo. You look at the team they have defeated. We spoke about it yesterday. Manchester City, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, against Sporting CP. Defeating Giant. It reminds me of a certain David in the Bible, with 5 stones and the sling, and all of a sudden, that Goliath is collapsing. And right now in football, it looks like the big guns are not having it easy with Bodo.
Nobody wants to go to Norway. Nobody wants to fake Bodo Glimt. But I'm not going to go with the narrative of they are not in their season. That could work and mad them. They could be rusty as well if they don't have competitive games to go through. But they are doing themselves a lot of good. They are playing good football, and it's not just a fluke. It's not just they've shown this is their 5th consecutive win in the Champions League. So that's to show you that this side have something ticking for them. It has worked very well for them from the beginning. They defeated about 4 teams from the top 5 leagues in the world in this run of Champions League. So that's to show you it's not just hiding behind the corner or playing home and away. They won. Inter Milan, in the last round in the playoffs. So that's to show you that they are giant killers and they want to continue that. And for UEFA Champions League, for the new format, I would always say this is what they preach, this is what they want to do, this is exactly the story they want to write with it and say we want lesser teams to be able to compete on the big stage. And for a team like Bodo Glimt with a very little net worth, defeating teams with players that have
Talk about quality, come on.
but good performance from
performance,
them, great one from them. Sporting didn't do themselves a whole lot of good.
I agree.
They went into the trap of Bodo Glimt, but the next leg is still all to fight for.
Yes.
Great performance from Bodo Glimt,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
looking on to the next one.
All right, so moving on to the next one is the defending champions of the Champions League and also the world champions.
Why is it
no, honestly, no, come on. Honestly, that game, I actually felt that Chelsea are going to give PSG a run for their money, but it looks like they slept off immediately. 5 goals to 2. Nuruddin, trust me, I didn't see that coming.
They didn't just sleep